Good evening. Happy Saturday. When I first saw that pencil motion from Lane Myers, my eyes just rolled into the back of my head, and I just couldn't do it. But luckily for me, and maybe for you, I don't know, Pants decided to read it in that comical Lane Myers voice he does on Really Cool News, and that was tolerable. I adore that Lane Myers impression that Pants does. I guess Lane Myers sounds the same in Pants' head as he does in mine, except when Pants reads it, he speaks a lot faster and he doesn't have all the sidetracks and play all the music and all that other nonsense that Lane Myers does that just turns what should be 10 minutes of content into 10 hours of nonsense. So I listened to it and noted a couple things. The first thing I noted is he only cited two sources of law. The first source was Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure, Rule 27.3, subsection B. And that one says the court may, not must, but may, clarify the conditions of probation on a motion from the person who's on probation. And the court may, not must, but may, give a hearing on it. So Judge Metcalf has a couple options. He can just deny the motion outright, or he can give him a hearing on it before he denies the motion. I don't know which way he'll go. But considering the law cited by Lane Myers, well, I don't really think a hearing will do anything. I don't think it'll change the needle on anything. The second source of law was State versus Elmore. Lane Myers already raised this case in his motion to modify the conditions of probation. State versus Elmore stands for the proposition that the terms of probation, the conditions of probation, have to be understandable by a person of ordinary intelligence. Now, first, let me say that Lane Myers does understand the conditions of probation. We know he does because for 9 months he was able to stay well within the terms and conditions of probation. He kept his nose clean, he stayed out of trouble, he stayed off the internet, he didn't mention the victim, he didn't mention the victim's family, he didn't post any identifying information about the victim, he wasn't putting up videos with the victim's name with the picture of someone else who shares the victim's name, he wasn't talking about going to her prior place of work. So we know he understands the terms and conditions of his probation because he was able to follow them so beautifully for 9 months. But number two is I think Lane Myers is under the mistaken assumption that he is a person of ordinary or above ordinary intelligence. I think he's mistaken. I know a lot of people think, for reasons that I don't understand, but they think that he's a fast thinker, quick on his feet. Well, having watched him in the courtroom, he yaps a lot, but he doesn't say hardly anything. He just moves his lips a lot, and nonsense falls out. Word salad, generally. But thinking quick and coming to the wrong conclusion is of no better use than thinking slow and coming to a wrong conclusion. Either way, you've come to a wrong conclusion. Now, I don't think he's a fast thinker, but I do know, having watched him in the courtroom and having viewed sections of his live streams, various sections of his live streams, and listened to Pants talk about things that he said on various live streams and interviews, that the boy comes to the wrong conclusions. He's retarded. And I don't say that to be mean. He's retarded. You can't be wrong as often as Lane is. Like, you could flip a coin and have better odds of coming up to the right conclusion on these things than Lane does. Lane consistently comes to the wrong conclusion. And the only way I could think of being able to do that, worse than coin flip odds, is to be a fucking retard. So there you go. In other words, my crystal ball says, Merbstradamus's crystal ball says that he's going to lose this motion, just like he lost the motion for modification. And like he's probably, based on what Judy's been reporting, I would guess that he's going to lose this motion for revocation, petition for revocation, motion for revocation, whatever it is. I think it's a petition for revocation. I mean, I don't see a way out of it. His own words condemn him, and then they're bringing in all this other stuff about how they're establishing, Stiles is establishing how he is communicating indirectly with this is a public service. I mean, just the videos that Lane Myers has made themselves would be enough to hang the man, or at least get his probation revoked. I was using the word hang the man figuratively, obviously. But I mean, there's just so many layers to this cake. It's like, ugh. And I would normally say good luck to you, Lane Myers, but you know what? You dug this hole, and your parting shot, according to Judy, you got this, was that you were going to be continuing to dig the hole until the end of this particular revocation hearing. So, I mean, if that's not retarded, I don't know what is. On a different note, I got a apology, a private apology, but it's still an apology, from Darcy, Patrick Darcy. And it takes a big man to apologize. So I want to give Mr. Darcy a lot of credit for that. I got a lot of respect for someone who, after being wrong, can say, I was wrong, and apologize. So I'm not taking anything away from him. I've always said that I think he's a competent attorney in his field. The amicus brief was probably an aberration. He made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. If he does it again, I'll crucify him again. Apparently, allegedly, at least according to him, he'd been making videos about me that were saying mean things about me. And let me just say for the record that never bothers me. A lot of people say a lot of mean and nasty things about me. And if it's warranted, then, well, it's warranted, you know. Sometimes I could be an ass. If it's not warranted, then, well, why should I let that bother me? I never let what other people say about me bother me, or at least I try not to. Especially random people on the internet who I don't know. If I haven't broken bread with you and you say a mean and nasty thing about me, okay, whatever. Moving on. I didn't care about you before you said it, and I still don't care about you after you said it. But anyway, so I have no hard feelings against Darcy. I never did. Like I said, he's a competent attorney. How do I know he's a competent attorney? Well, he has a successful practice, and he once represented Carl's Jr., whose burgers I happen to really like. I just don't like the mayonnaise. Anyway, so thank you for the apology, Patrick Darcy. No hard feelings. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.